Yeah, we are back. Please come in, smash the like button. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. YouTube is currently hating. Most of you probably didn't get a notification. Oh, I got these AirPods. I was wondering why I couldn't hear. Listen, I'm tripping. I was wondering why I could barely hear, and I had these AirPods in my ear. I was like, man, I can't hear. It's like I was underwater. Why y'all ain't tell me I had AirPods in my ear? The AirPod Pros in my ear. I was like, why it sounds so weird? I'm stupid. Y'all should have helped me. Y'all seen them AirPod Pros in my ear? Listen, YouTube ain't sending no notifications. Your boy Ego couldn't hear with the AirPods in. Them noise canceling joints was working. I couldn't hear nothing. I was reading the chat. It sounded like I was underwater. Natty Q, what's up? Q Mox, what up? Larry Williams, you already know, much love. Let's see who the first person was in the chat. Shout out to Kamal Oz. He was the first person up in here. He said, the black channels YouTube is hating. Eat your heart out, bum love kids. The Chupapi Muñeños, the Haniacs, Shaboring Capucin fanboys. Oh, yeah, we about to cook. Shout out to Kamal Oz, the very first person in here. Gervonta Davis continues to win. The Gervonta Davis haters continue to lose and look very stupid and very foolish. And I will explain why in this video. So we're just going to warm up the mic. Then we can get to the proceedings this evening. Make sure you guys come in, smash the like button. I can't wait to see that card. It's a dang good night of boxing. Absolutely. Shout out to my boy Tyler Wynn. Tyler Wynn is up in here. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. The Hove reference. Big facts. What is this? For those who have asked me, I will do a watch party for the main event, Usyk versus Fury. For those who also ask me, I'm picking Usyk. I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm picking Usyk to beat Fury. I'm picking Usyk. I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. I'm picking Usyk. Deal with it. The fight is tomorrow. I don't know about night. It's in Saudi Arabia. So it's probably not going to be on nighttime for me. FE says, what happened to Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia pay-per-view numbers? See, what had happened was they never came out. He said, where are the Haney Garcia numbers? Devin said he the face of boxing. Ryan said he the face of boxing. Y'all lied to me. You lied to me. You said that the Tank era was over. When Bill Haney said it, y'all agreed. A lot of you. Y'all said Devin was the face of boxing and Ryan was the reason the Tank fight sold and this fight was going to do numbers. We still ain't heard no number. Like not one single. Kamal, is that true? We ain't heard one single number. A live gate, a pay-per-view. It's all about the Osterine. That's the only thing being talked about is Ryan behavior in Osterine. They ain't got near number. Why they didn't release the numbers, is that because it did bad? I don't know. You got to ask them. I'm not Golden Boy. I'm not DAZN. They didn't release it. Usually it's not. Yeah, but I'm not even reporting those fake numbers. We know that's fake. Y'all got it from a person on Twitter with no teeth. I'm not accepting no numbers from nobody with no fronts. Next. Y'all said the East Coast was a great location for Haney Garcia. Y'all said the numbers were going to beat Tank's numbers. Y'all said that Ryan was responsible for the Tank numbers doing over 1 million. Y'all said Devin was the face of boxing. Where is any of that? Voice of God Boxing. I'm hoping Usyk wins also. I wouldn't bet on it. If Tyson Fury would cheat with Wilder, ain't no way in heck he doesn't have some BS plan for Undisputed. Yeah, but Usyk's a different fighter to Wilder, and his styles make fights. Usyk southpaw, Usyk not afraid to move, technically different. So I'm picking Usyk. At first, I was like, man, Tyson Fury too big. But like the more I start thinking about it, is like if all we going off of is Tyson Fury being big in the weight aspect, that's not much of a breakdown. Now, Shakur Stevenson just did an interview and he said, it's so funny, man. Shakur said he can have a fight at 140 and he don't care if the guy rehydrates to 170 because skills is going to pay the bills. That's what Shakur claims. Listen, when it comes to weight, does weight matter in boxing? Some people say weight doesn't matter. It's true and it's false. I can explain. Weight does matter in certain situations, but then given the other individuals, weight doesn't matter. So there's no one way that rules is just across the board, weight don't matter, because that's not true. Because some fighters, they would struggle if guys were rehydrating too much. Other fighters like Floyd Mayweather can find ways to still beat you even if you have the weight advantage. So it doesn't matter. It just depends on the individual and the circumstance. And the style. Like Wilder style with Fury, Kubrat Pulev versus Klitschko, weight actually matters. Tyson Fury versus Otto Wildin, Tyson Fury versus Steve Cunningham, weight does matter. The other thing that's weird about what Shakur said was he said he could fight at 140 and he don't care if the guy's 170, but then he told Ryan Garcia to fight him at 135. Like, y'all got to make it make sense. See, I only in boxing, people get mad, but I hold people to what they say to me. Like, what you say. If weight don't matter to Shakur Stevenson, then why did he tell Ryan Garcia to fight at 135? Okay. And I can prove it. Tyler says, weight matters if a smaller dude has a style you can capitalize off of, like Canelo Alvarez, Jose Cito Lope. Excellent. Excellent. Or even Canelo, Jermell Charlo, where Jermell, he couldn't get enough respect. He couldn't hurt Canelo coming straight up like that. So then it's going to matter because you can't keep the guy off you. The big boss, Kamal Oz, he got something to say. Everybody listen up. $10. My doctor gave me a prescription of Shakur Stevenson fights on DVD as a treatment for my insomnia. Yikes. You can't be running away from the African police officer. He really was a police officer and he's really African. That's funny. All night and question Tank's resume crazy. Listen, I'm glad Kamal brought it up. We just warming up the mic. Shakur's interview with Say Cheese is utter hate. You hating. There's no other nice way to put it. There's no, oh, maybe he meant it like you're hating. You told the world, anybody who would listen to you, that Tank need to fight the guy you just beat. Explain how that makes sense. You're questioning Tank fighting Frank Martin, undefeated southpaw, and saying if Tank really was about that life, if Tank really was who he said he was, then he would be fighting against Edwin De Los Santos. And then you're bagging on Frank Martin and saying Frank Martin is not elite. Who is Frank Martin beat? Bro, Shakur sounds insane. Listen how insane this sounds. Shakur says, I'm paraphrasing, but this is pretty close to what he said. He said, Frank Martin is not elite. Who is he beat? He just beat the guy you're about to fight, Artem Harutyunyan. How does that even work? How can you say, who has he beat, and then you're fighting the guy he just beat and almost stopped? And likely, I don't know if Shakur will stop him. I mean, come on, bro. Y'all got to be real when it comes to this boxing thing. You can't say who is this guy beat, but then you fighting his leftovers. That don't make no sense. That's like saying, that's like me dissing Ray J and saying, hey, you ain't pulled no baddies. Who you pulled? And he pulled Kim Kardashian, and then now I'm dating Kim Kardashian, but I'm saying who Ray J can't pull no chicks, but I'm pulling his leftovers. That don't even make sense. You know it, I know it, that don't make sense. You can't get somebody's ex and then say, oh, you ain't never had nobody. You know that don't make no sense. Semi's World. What's up? Semi's World. And it proves that Tank Davis is the man because everyone keep talking about him. And these dudes can't see that. Voice of God Boxing. Let's not forget Shakur could have fought Frank Martin, but he tried to nickel and dime Frank Martin. Shakur sent the guy a BS contract, and because he didn't take the short, he's not elite. That's what I'm saying. It just I call it a Swiss cheese argument. Shakur Stevenson, he has so many different ways you can shoot down what he's saying in that recent interview that it's just beyond easy and it's beyond bad. Like, if someone wants to debate with Boxingego, it's going to cost you something. You got to have something. Even Shakur, because Shakur has a name. If he wants to debate the things he said with Boxingego and express his side on Boxingego, we could do a live interview right now. I don't need no rehearsal time, no nothing. What you're saying makes no sense. It's that simple. You're questioning Frank Martin's legitimacy, but then you're fighting Frank Martin's last opponent that he almost stopped. Mind blown. Makes no sense. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're questioning Tank's resume, and he has a better resume than you. Mind blown. That's stupid. It makes no sense. And see, I tell you, people always say oh, this guy, he's a YouTuber. What do you know about boxing, fool? I know I don't look stupid. That's what I do know. Yeah. Hold on. That's what I do know. People always say like it's an insult to be a YouTuber. Oh, this guy's just a YouTuber. What does he know? He don't know boxing. I know I don't look stupid. I know the stuff I say make a whole lot of sense and can be corroborated. I know that. I know these young boys can't beat me. I know that they not going to outsmart me. I know they not going to out-talk me. That's what I do know. You know, so I don't care if you're a fighter. I don't care if you're a trainer. You still not finna outwit me when it comes to integrity and opinions that make sense. You can come from whatever background. I don't care if you had 2,000 amateur fights. If what you're saying makes sense, it makes sense. If what you're saying don't make sense, it don't make sense. So I don't care how many fights you had. What that got to do with what you saying? See, we got to get boxing back to its rightful spot. And to do that, we got to reject these deposits of people saying lunacy when you know it doesn't add up and it don't make sense. I don't want to hear from any fighter saying someone's resume suck or challenging their eliteness and their resume is worse than the person that they're challenging their resume? Where does that even happen? Like, where is that even acceptable? Like, where can you do that and make it make sense? Steven says, I bet Shakur is going to use the excuse that no one wants to fight him. Don't want to hear it. There's more dangerous guys than Shakur Stevenson from a physicality point of view in boxing, and they're getting fights. Guys like Wilder, guys like Beterbiev, David Benavidez, they're finding people to fight him. So you mean to tell me everyone's afraid of Shakur? If you make the deal that makes sense, then I'm sure people will fight him. We're not using these piddly excuses. Shout out to Kamal Oz. Before I get to the super chat, YouTube is currently hating with the notifications. Kamal Oz is showing max love. You guys need to do the same by hitting the like button. We got people who continually show up and show out on my chat, which enables me to do these sit-down lives with you guys. I don't mind them, but I'm a businessman. It got to make sense. There's people in here who haven't hit the like button. It's that simple. Y'all gonna respect the king's time when it comes to this boxing talk. Kamal Oz, $10. Appreciate you. Remember when Shakur was bragging about how he chose to sign the Top Rank over PBC, the size of a poster? I do remember that. He's now complaining about what he said at the time about PBC promoting American fighters better. Hey, we got to find that, Kamal. That's a great point. Shout out to Kamal. Listen, I couldn't do this without Ego's Army. Ego's Army is the best. I put Ego's Army, my regulars, my brain, plus the brain of my regulars against anybody in boxing. We talk the most. It makes the most sense. We have fun with this boxing. Y'all can't uck with it. That's a great point. Shakur was being pursued by Floyd Mayweather, so pretty much Al Heyman, because Floyd already said PBC and Mayweather Promotions is pretty much all under the same umbrella. You dig? So you chose Bob Arum, and then now fast forward to the future, you're on your final fight, and you feel you haven't been promoted right, other people getting opportunities. Now you lashing out on Top Rank. Hey, it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy in boxing. Now you want to lash out. Bro, that's what I'm saying. We got to get accountability back in boxing. Terrence Crawford did the same thing. You chose Top Rank, and then for Crawford, he chose to re-sign to Top Rank. That's nobody else's fault. Your career, your decision. And then you got guys who they seem a bit envious because other people's careers taking off, but you chose what you chose. Where did they do that at? Like, what world do y'all live in where a man can make a choice and a man don't stand on that choice and blame everyone else because of the choice that they made? I'd never do that. Like, if I made a choice, I'm the Titanic. I'll go down with the ship. This is what I chose as a man. Y'all need to learn how to be masculine. Shout out to my boy Tucker Worthington. Let's get it. Y'all got to learn to get some masculine traits up in you. You made a choice. All these guys made choices to do whatever they did in their career. So if your career plays out a certain way, then that's how it is. Like, you signed a contract, said, hey, I'm going to give Top Rank X amount of fights. That's you. Shakur might sign the BLK prime rib now. Bro, that's what I'm saying. He might do the Bud Jr. And get him a BBL prime fight or whatever. And then blame it. Like, bro, if Shakur, listen, put this on wax. If Shakur signed to anybody but PBC and keep calling out Tank, I don't want to hear it. Period. Kamal, is that fair? If mark my words, what is today? May 17th. Hey, Friday, May 17th, 2024, the day before Undisputed. If Shakur Stevenson is a free agent after this Artem fight, and then he go anywhere other than Al Heyman and PBC and whatever, Amazon Prime or whatever, I don't care if you ever get the Tank fight. Book it. But I don't care because, like, bro, you're not going to make this make sense. The same thing that happened with Devin Haney. Everybody want to talk about Tank Davis and say, I want to fight Tank Davis, but they never go where the action's at. Where they do that at? Name any other industry where, like, if my car breaks down, I don't go to an auto mechanic. I don't go to a dealership. If you need tires, you better take your ass to Jiffy Lube out this muff. If you need tires, you go to Costco, get some tires. They got tires there. You go to Sam's Club, get some tires. They got them there. You at least go to Walmart Auto or Jiffy Lube or Le Schwab or something. You better go to Le Schwab out this bit. Boxing is the only sport where people complain, but they don't go where the action's at. You want to fight Tank so bad that you don't go where Tank's at, knowing he's the A side. That sounds stupid to me. It sounds really stupid. Listen, I have a new rule on my channel. If there's super chats that are under $5, that's just for right now, that are under $5, I have to wait till they add up. So don't think, oh, Ego, you didn't read my super chat, you didn't read my Cash App. It's not that I don't respect anything else, but for me as a creator, I have to keep going with the content. So I can't keep starting and stopping. That's what's causing some of these live streams to be longer than they probably need to be. So any super chat that is under $5 will not be read until we get multiple super chats, Venmos, PayPals, Cash Apps that hit that threshold, and then I read them all at once. That's the best thing. It's a quality of life thing for me as a content creator. I'm one person, one voice. I appreciate everyone for supporting, but I see there's some people, they send $1 and then they'll send $1 and then they'll send $1 and then they'll send $1. That's 4 interruptions. You see what I'm saying? That's 4 interruptions where I got to stop my train of thought. So we're not doing that. I can't do that. So hopefully everyone understands. Where does it occur where you don't go where the action's at? You want to fight Tank, but you won't do a deal. Like Devin, he did a deal with everybody not named Al Heyman. That makes sense. Absolutely. You guys, you have to understand, I cover boxing. People know me, but I am a person. You know what I mean? I'm a regular person, and this is my business. This is my job. We trying to make it so everything's free flowing. Also, as a content creator, sometimes when there's too many, like, there's different people, and then we'll be on a certain subject, people will derive from that, and they talking about something totally different. You know, we gotta fine tune these streams, and we definitely got to get the likes up. Shout out to Kamal Oz. But yeah, I'm not listening to that no more. No, I don't care if these dudes never get a Tank fight. Good, that's my listen. Put it on paper. Good, because Terrence Crawford never got the Errol Spence fight when he was with Top Rank. He could have got it instantly, but he chose to go to BLK Prime. Again, not PBC. And then as soon as he did some business with Al Heyman, he got the fight that he wanted. Period. Shout to Soaked. So anything less than that, I don't care. I listen, put me on wax. I'm saying the stuff that everybody think, but no one's man enough to say it. A lot of y'all think a lot of the things that I think, but people in this industry, they don't have two nuts like Boxingego where they just gonna say it. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. I'm standing on it. I don't care if no one ever gets a Tank fight that is not affiliated with the same people as him, because y'all don't do this to nobody else. Nobody else is expected to have these Cold War type fights. Like Golden Boy, they can keep making in-house fights and nobody cares. Like before Ryan fought Devin, Ryan was fighting people like Oscar Duarte, like they wanted him to fight Mercita Hesta and Romero Dunno and guys like that. People who were also with Golden Boy or smaller promoters that you could easily just work with because they don't have big stables. So I don't care about all this. Like, it's just Tank hate. People keep saying, oh, why doesn't Tank do that? Tank, why he got to do all this stuff? If you the A side, why he got to go to Devin's weight at 140? So, because Devin outgrew 135, Tank got to move up to 140 for Devin. And they're like, oh, he did it for Barrios. He chose to do it for Barrios. He's the A side. So you can choose to if you want. That don't mean, what if he fought Barrios and he's like, that was a cool fight, but I didn't feel my normal self at 140. 135 is my true weight. You know what I mean? You never know. Like a fighter you could do anything you want. That's like Canelo. Why he don't just stay up at 175? Why doesn't Canelo stay at one? He got 2 fights there. Stay up at 175. Fight David Morrell at 175. Fight David Benavidez at 175. Oh, but because it's Canelo and he Mexican and he not black, he could just do whatever he wants. But then when it comes to Tank, he got to fight at a division because he has 1 fight there. Okay, Canelo got 2 fights at 175. Tell that muff to fight David Benavidez at 175 if he beats Alexander Volstick. But they won't do that. So it shows me that this is Tank hate. This is what it's about. It's propaganda. If you got a rule, then you stand on that rule. In 2024, we're going to make you lean into that rule. And if you don't, I'm going to expose it. I'm coming. Death Row East. We racing for pink slips. These dudes in boxing, guys and girls, content creators, they are inconsistent. There is a reason for their inconsistence because this is not really a rule at all. This is a smear campaign. That's why you have certain gold standards for PBC fighters or certain fighters, black fighters or Tanks and, certain people, but you don't hold no one else to that standard. Like PBC, let them announce a fight card and everybody's scrutinizing and everybody's like picking apart the card. Oh man, this undercard, this is not a pay-per-view undercard. Get the out of here, bro. So if you've seen what I don't even know who's on Fury Usyk undercard. I don't even remember. Tell me what the undercard even consists of for Tyson Fury Usyk tomorrow. What is the undercard? Because I'm just tripping off of Tyson Fury Usyk. That's what I want to see. What is the undercard? Please let me know, because I don't even know who's on the undercard, bruh. Kamal says they have higher standards for Tank than Canelo. Tell me that. YPU, no, he's the I don't know what that YPU is. No, he's the face of boxing without telling me. Canelo ran away from tough fights at 168 and dropped the title at 175. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know these dudes and these girls and these content creators are fake. If you're fake, people, it's going to be shown. If you're fake, if you move fake, because you're going to have quote unquote rules, but they're not actual rules. A real one is going to have a rule, and that rule applies to everybody. Like if I went to the Barclays and they make me run through a metal detector to make sure I don't have no weapons on me, they're not just going to let somebody else walk by with the strap and not have to go to the metal detector. The rule is to get in this building, So there's no weapons. Everybody got to run through this metal detector to get into MGM, to get into Barclays. But if you just letting random people and say, hey, go around, we're not going to run you through the metal detector, then that's not a consistent rule. That's how content creators do in this space. Tank Davis got to run through the metal detector. Tank Davis got to run through the metal detector. But then they see Canelo and they're like, just go around. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to take your wallet out and your keys out and stuff like that. Just walk around it. We're not doing that. If it's a rule, it's going to be a rule for everybody. Idris, what's up? Isn't Frank Sanchez on the card? You tell me. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know who's on the card. I don't know if Frank Sanchez. I don't know if Frankie Lyman on the card. Frankenstein. I don't know. You tell me who's on the card. Hugo. Tell me the undercard. Y'all know. Y'all know it. But again, when it's PBC, people are like, oh, this Tank undercard is underwhelming. This is not a pay-per-view card. Who the hell is on Fury Usyk card? For real. Or a ton of these other cards. But again, it only matters for certain people and certain organizations. And we see it. Yeah, I do. That Jai versus Bradis, that's on there. That rematch. But the point I'm making is in general is people don't even know. That's how I know who's hating. I know who's hating in my sport. You don't care about that. You just condemn certain people. Now, let's talk about the Tank rehydration clause. When it comes to Tank Davis, there was a report that came out that said that there was going to be a rehydration clause for this upcoming fight. They said there's going to be a rehydration clause for this upcoming fight. Per the WBA, the Gervonta Davis haters took it and tried to flip it and spin it, and they suggested that this was Tank's doing. It had nothing to do with the WBA, whose rule it is. They flipped it and said this was Tank's fault. They said Tank did this, Tank is a jerk, or whatever they were saying. Any effort to make Tank look bad, any effort to make it look like Tank didn't want to fight Frank Martin, that he was cheating. So many flaws with that whole argument. For example, even if it is true, like even if the rehydration clause was true, it would be true for both fighters. So how does Tank have an advantage? You dumb son of a bitch. These people in boxing are idiots. Listen to what I just said. If you're going to take the stance that Gervonta Davis set this rehydration clause up to his advantage, how is it even an advantage if both fighters would have to do the rehydration clause? How did he get an advantage? So these people are low IQ, and they don't realize that they're telling on themselves, that they have deep-rooted hatred for certain fighters like Gervonta Davis, so they tell on themselves. It's not advantageous for one fighter if both fighters have to do it. So again, even if it were true, which we'll get into in a second, it's not an advantage. But again, internally, when you got hate in your heart, you're not crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So you don't look for these mistakes. You're just looking to have a smear campaign to try to make it look like Tank is avoiding the real Frank Martin, blase blah, right? It's not one fighter or another's benefit if they both have to do it, right? But again, the haters are telling on themselves. They know Tank is not the biggest guy, so they want to see Tank fight somebody who rehydrates to enormous proportions. That's how they're telling on themselves. That is what that means. They want Tank at any type of deficit that he can be at, because in their mind, that gives the other opponent a better chance to beat him. So that's what they want. They want Tank to lose, so they're on some Malcolm X by any means necessary. They don't care if it makes sense. They don't care if the person comes in 190 pounds at lightweight. That's what they want. That's why I said they're telling on themselves. And when you have an ugly inside, it's going to show on the outside. When you're a hater, it's going to come out in various ways. First of all, like I said, it's not a benefit if both fighters have to do it. Strike one. Strike two is you're telling on yourself because you believe it to be because you know Tank is really not that big. You know he could probably make 130 if he really wanted to. You see him next to Frank Martin and you see him as like, all right, he's in shape, but Frank Martin is bigger. That's what they want. And when you're so good, when you're a Gervonta Davis, when you're a Floyd Mayweather, this is what they concoct to try to knock you from that top spot. They want guys to cheat you. They want guys to beat you. They want guys to have massive weight advantages. They want guys to have them Madonna gloves that Floyd said, nah, he ain't wearing those. Especially for black fighters. That's what they want. They want that. So I'm not even mad if the WBA is coming out with this rule, because too many fighters are abusing this whole weight rehydration window stuff. Kamal says they are so stupid. Errol Spence, Frank's promoter, said it was a WBA rule a week ago, and I made a video about that. He has no vested interest in helping Tank. This guy's Tank's opponent, so Errol is lying. They didn't care about that. Listen, when I tell you I'm the best in the business, book it. I'm excellent at my job. The stuff I say is accurate and it comes true. These other dudes say stuff with their heart and then they always look stupid and don't look so smart. That's how that works. When you make these stupid decisions to run with narratives, you don't care if it's true or not. Anything to make Tank look bad, anything to discredit Tank, you are okay with it because you believe it gives the opponent the best advantage to beat him. And that's sad. That's sad. Like, you should want to see like evenly matched fights and stuff like that. And listen, I told you 2024, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep speaking this speech, and we are going to eradicate the ops. Book it. You as fans have got to do a better job of holding boxers and content creators accountable. We got a $5. Ice Track Productions says Devin is about to send out another 8-page letter trying to remove the new rehydration rule. Hey, yo, I'm done. He said he's going to send another 8-page letter. See, that's what I'm saying. There are fighters like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Like Ryan got cooked by Tank Davis, and now he's saying Tank won't fight me at 143. Tank won't fight me at 145. Why would he? Why? Like, but you guys don't care if it makes sense. Anything to discredit Tank Davis, anything to discredit the PBC fighter, anything to discredit the black fighter. Why would Tank, after he already demolished Ryan Garcia, I don't care if there was rehydration clause, if there was a no eating clause, like Ryan Garcia said. I don't give a Ryan signed up for that and got cooked. Your team should have negotiated better, period. That's what you chose. That's what you agreed to. You ran it. You got bodied. Why, if he was the A side in the first fight, then Tank is for sure the A side in the second fight with Ryan. Why would Tank fight Ryan at 145? And then when Ryan's in Saudi Arabia, he looked big as hell. Again, that's how you know the people that got hatred in their heart, because it don't have to make sense. Ryan looks big right now. He failed a drug test, or at least tested positive. We'll wait for his B sample. Why would Tank give you anything? Why would he give you your preferred weight? It doesn't even make sense. But again, when you're a hater, it ain't got to make sense. You just saying stuff because you want to say it. You just want it to be like that. If you beat somebody and you stopped them and made them quit, why would you have to rematch them at their weight? This is the same bogus bunk nonsense that old media tried to do with Floyd Mayweather. They waited till Canelo got better and outgrew welterweight, outgrew 154, and was fighting at 175. Then they took a 40-something-year-old Floyd Mayweather and then tried to say, oh, Floyd, rematch Canelo now at 175. It's just stupid. That's a Hail Mary attempt, and Floyd would be stupid to do it because, like, first of all, he might be able to still beat him. He might be able to still beat him because Canelo's the same fighter. But you don't, in a sport as brutal as boxing, you don't give any edge or advantage to a B side. So I would advise against anybody who's the A side, don't give your opponent anything. Like Errol Spence gave up too much. He gave Crawford a coin flip, and, you know, he let Crawford sneak in a tune-up and that type of stuff, and he didn't get a tune-up, and he had inactivity. That was foolish on Errol's part. So you've seen what happened in the fight. I wouldn't advise in any A side to do that. That's just dumb. That's dumb to give, in the art of war, to give any opponent any advantage is just foolish. Listen, I got to wrap this one up because YouTube is not sending out the notifications. So my time can't be sitting here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to work on